Hey friends, it's Len down at 1A Auto. Today we're going to be working on a 2015 Subaru Forester. We're going to be doing a fun job. We're removing the forward bumper cover. It's going to be fairly simple. I want to be the guy that shows you how to do it. If you need any parts, you can always check us out down at 1aauto.com. So here we go, everybody. We need to take off this bumper cover, right? So we can get behind there. Theoretically, you could probably try to get behind this fender well. You can just pull out this pin up here, pry it away, and get to it. But let's just remove this, the bottom area, so we can go ahead and remove the bumper. That'll give everybody a clear view of what's going on. So I'm gonna see what's holding everything on here. It looks as though we're gonna take off this pin right here, okay? So basically you're just gonna stick in your small screwdriver. You're gonna try to pry the center out, all right? If you used a small screwdriver, you can also use some kind of little forky tool if you have one. But basically we need the center to come down and out. And then once that does, we can pull the whole pin. So let's just take a walk. We're gonna look at all the different areas that's gonna be holding this on. So we've got one there, right? We've got one right here, okay? Another, we don't have to worry about those. That's just for a little air duct under there. This one, and then let's see, looks like this one. So we'll remove all those real quick, and then we can move on to the next step. Okay, so here we go. I'm gonna try my little forky tool. I got one. I'm gonna try to go in between the outer portion of this and the inner portion, and just try to pull the center portion out from the outer portion. A lot of times they get stuck in there. They might break, cause you issues. You might wanna scream and fight and cuss and whatever, but just keep trying. Let's pull that out. So you see how the center part dropped down? That means it's in the unlocked position. So these little tabs can squeeze in. If I locked it, it would push those tabs out, which would lock it in, okay? So I'm gonna do the same thing for all those going around. Once we get to that step, we'll move along. We've got fog lights in here. So if there's lights, then there must be power going to them. So we're gonna need to make sure that we disconnect the wiring going to the back of those fog lamps. So I'll go ahead and put down these pins and we'll check for those wires. We're wearing our safety glasses in case dirt or anything falls down. Here we are. We've got our connector. Just separate those two ears. Pull it out. Got nice water in there. That's good. When I put this back together, I'll just put a little bit of silicone paste, and that'll help keep the moisture out from these terminal ends. So that way there it won't get rotted and corroded and eventually stop working on this person. So I'll go ahead and take care of that for them. Anyway, so we've got these disconnected now. We'll do the same to the other side. So we've got our little inside fender here. This goes up and around. We're not gonna be removing the fender so much as removing the bumper cover from it, but we're gonna move it around and see where it's attached. So I've got a little push pin right here. So I'm gonna go ahead and try to remove the center from the outside. Let's see if I can get it. Tight one, it's okay. There we are, got it removed. I pulled out the center first, and then I went ahead and I grabbed the inside. So we can set that aside. Now we're gonna take our bumper. We're just gonna try to separate it from the fender. There we go. It's got some little clips. So we're gonna have to pay attention to those as we go. It's gonna come all the way up along here. We don't wanna pull the bumper out this way. We need to pull it out and away first before we can do that. So we found a pin on this side right over here. Odds are we're probably gonna find the same pin over on the other side, right? So let's not jump ahead and start tearing this apart too much. We're gonna go over the other side, remove that, and then we'll go ahead and we'll start pulling this apart, and we can bring it down and remove stuff from the top. Okay, so here we go. We got a little view. We can see what's going on. We got a little spot right there. That's where a clip that's inside this is gonna clip into. And they're gonna continue going up this bumper. So when we hold onto the bumper cover, what we want to make sure is while we're pulling it away, we're not going to put like a crimp in this thing, right? We don't want to put like a big old, fold this puppy in half, mess up our paint job. So if you can, you try to get your arm back there, try to push out from in there. It's going to be difficult. There we are. We got that. We'll come over the other side and do the same thing. Here we go. I'm gonna try to push from the inside. I'm sort of lifting up a little bit at the same time as trying to pull away. But meanwhile, all I'm basically trying to do from the inside is push, and I'm trying not to pull too much on the outside and fold this puppy. We don't want to damage our paint. I don't want to pay for this guy's paint job. I just want to fix his job. I just want to do my job. Here we go. Here we are. Feels good. Everything's nice and loose from the bottom. Yes, beautiful. So now we'll move along the top. Our little screwdriver. There we go. Lift it right up. Okay, we're gonna do the same thing for all of them now. Get this one so it's ready. There we are. Now I'm just gonna go ahead and I'm gonna start it back in there a little bit, like I told you. I'm just gonna leave it sitting there, okay? Here we go. Keep on moving. That one came out nice and easy. Just start it back in. Set that aside someplace where we can find it. We didn't need those trim tools, so that's nice. Okay. Okay, friends. This puppy should move around fairly easily now. Feels pretty good. There might be a couple clips going along the headlamp assembly and the bumper. We'll see. Now I'm just gonna go ahead and remove these last two that we left in. This one's gonna be nice and difficult. I'm gonna hold on to our bumper. Like I said, we don't want it to fall. We don't want it to scratch up this nice, beautiful paint. And somebody worked real hard on doing it up nice. Okay, grab onto it. I'm just gonna shake it around, see what's going on. Here we go. Just like that. Got our wire. It's just kind of sitting over that one. So here we go. We've got our bumper cover. We want to make sure that when we're coming in, we're going to pay special attention to where the corners of the bumper are and where they're going to be connecting into where the fenders are. So we want to just kind of hang it low. I prefer to just hang it low and then come in, and I can move it up to where it needs to go after. But basically, I'm just going to get it set in like this. I'm going to put in a couple of my push clamp connectors here, and that'll hold up the bumper cover for me. You can put in as many as you want. You can do them all if you wanted to, but I'm not going to worry too much about that. There we go. That's good enough for now. So now we'll come along. I left the plastic on, like I said, so we don't scuff up our headlamps too much. So right here, you can see all those little holes. And on this black piece, there's like little, I don't know, hooky-doos, we'll call them. Call them what you want. I'm gonna call it a hooky-doo. These need to go between the fender and this black piece. So I'm gonna try to pull it down. Can you see it? There we are, comes all the way up. It's gonna be harder to pull these ones down. I mean, realistically, pretty much impossible. So just do the best you can. Okay, I'm gonna try to pull the bumper up. Get it so it's semi-situated. You might need to give it a little tug. There we are. Right along here, seems like it needs to come over a little bit more. So I'm just gonna try to maneuver the bumper cover as much as I can without causing too much, I wanna try to hold this down so I don't scuff up my fender, basically. I'm gonna need to try to get this down. I'm just gonna push it. There we are. Just gonna go ahead. It's not my car, so here we go. Bonk, bonk, bonk. There we are. There we go. I'm just kind of pulling. Beautiful. Comes along the headlight assembly perfect. That looks great. Put this one in here. If you're messing with these things and this is pushed back in, then it's in the locked position. You're gonna need to just get it back up, okay? When I'm pushing them in, I'm pushing at the bottom area of it, and then once it's in, I push in the center. Okay, just double check, make sure we got them all. Okay, friends, let's get under. So we have our fog lamp assembly wiring here. When I took it apart, I noticed there was some moisture that came out. So like I said, I just want to put a little bit of dielectric grease in there. This will help keep the moisture out. You could try to get it around the rubber if you want to. I mean, as long as you're getting it where the terminal ends are and where they're going to connect into there, that's all that matters. I'm going to do the same to the other side. We'll connect them together and tuck them up in there. It might be a good idea to use something like a wire tie to try to anchor the wiring so it doesn't bounce around and, you know, I don't know, get broken or anything like that. It wasn't like that, so the purpose of this video, I'm just going to leave it the way that the customer had it. Move along. Doing the same thing to the other one here. Just getting a pretty good coating in there. Nothing too crazy, you know. I just want to try to keep the moisture out. I can go ahead and connect this. Here we are. Do the same to the other side. There it is. So let's tuck this in. This is going to go under there, just like that. This part's going to go under that part. Okay. We got a little spot for a push connector here. So I'll grab one of those. Got our little push button down, so it's ready to be into the locked position, just like that. Do the other side. I'm gonna put this lip up in there, this lip up in this side. Okay, got my connector, or whatever you wanna call it, push clip. Get it in there, lock that puppy in. Perfect. Okay, so now we can grab the rest of our push connectors. We're just gonna go down the line. Put this where it belongs, like that. I'm gonna go to this one. If I can get it lined up just right. Very nice. We'll keep moving. We didn't remove that. Go here. There we are. Now we can just analyze it. We got a couple more push clips in my hand, so I'm gonna see what we took out, where we need it. We took one out down this way. So I'm gonna come in right here. I'm gonna put one up in there. See if I can get it up in. There we are. We got one on the other side. Should be right over here. Yep, nice. See if I can get it in. Now, all I'm doing here is I'm putting this through 3 pieces of plastic that move around. So, you know, you might struggle with it a little bit, but you can do it. If I can do it, you can do it. People say that type of stuff all the time. There we are. I'm just gonna pop that like that. Okay. All right, so remember we took a push pin out from right here and one out from the other side. So we're gonna go ahead and put those in. Just gonna slide it in, hopefully. See how it wants to do what I want it to do. There we go. Lock it. Good. Everything looks nice and smooth. We'll walk over the other side, do the same thing. Lock it in. Check our line. Looks good. We should be good to go.
Thanks for watching. Visit 1AAuto.com, your place for DIY auto repairs, for great parts, great service, and more content.